Hello YouTube and fellow travelers, my name is JT, I am the Permadeath Pirate, ARG, and in the last video, or last couple videos, I guess where we're at here is we got the ship fixed, and then we got our terraformer or terrain manipulator all squared up. So let's take a look at that real quick. Yep, there it is, all happy, and of course, obviously it's working because we're standing in the little cave that I created. Now, I promised you a little bit of a tip as to why I wanted to do this, and that is coming up very shortly in this video. Real quick, before we get too far out, I wanted to give a special shout out to Survival Bob, who has become the very first subscriber to the Permadeath Pirate Gaming channel. So thank you very much to Survival Bob and for leaving a comment. I appreciate it. And you guys, if you want to, go check out, he's got a relatively new channel too. Go ahead and cruise on over there. Just look him up on YouTube and check him out. You might find that pretty interesting. I thought it was funny, the banner at the very top, if you go over his channel, says, if you're going to be a Bob. And I find that really funny because I named my character here Bob. So how fitting, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Thanks again, Bob. Appreciate it. So what we got to do now is we need to, not there. We need to open up the base computer. And again, we have to, okay, yeah, I remember where we're at now. 60 copper is what we have to do. So here's a little trick. Use your visor, which is the F key on the PC. And what I'm doing is I'm looking around for this stuff here. That's silver. That'll come in. That's silver. That'll come in handy later. I know that there's some copper around here. That's ammonia. Let's see. Copper, 610 that away. And ammonia, 230 or 243. There's another copper, 484 that way. So that one's actually closer. Now what we could do, let me go ahead and mark it. Let me tell you how to do that. When you're holding down the F key, like this, you let go and then you hold it down. When you hold down the F key and you have your analysis visor going, you can also mouse over whatever it is that is marked here, and then hold down the E key, and that will mark it so that when you let go of the F key, you can actually still see the mark. Now, to my understanding, I think you're only allowed to have one at a time. Now, what we could do, all right, regarding this copper, is to just basically run over there and rely on our nice huge stack of sodium here to keep us going. 483, that's a good distance away. I could probably get there and back, but why burn up the sodium? I'm going to show you a trick right now that I use on harsh planets, where you have to deal with the weather, or maybe there's a lot of nasties running around, and there is a caveat to that, which I'll cover here in a little bit. But check this out. Go over here to the side, or whatever, line yourself up, pull out your, not mining beam, how about terrain manipulator? There you go. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim down, and I'm going to blast a hole right into the ground, okay? And what we're going to do is we're digging tunnels. See, the beautiful thing about tunnels is that you can dig them, and you can literally stay out of the elements. So I don't even have anything, and because this is kind of downhill, I'm going to keep this kind of face downward to try to stay below grade here. And we're just going to dig a tunnel all the way there. And let me do a time lapse because this is all we're doing. All I'm doing here is I'm keeping in line with my mark so I know where I'm going, and then it's just a matter of digging a tunnel to get there. Okay, at this point, the weapon charge is depleted. Here's another little tip. When you're recharging it, use this silicate powder, okay? Because you're actually getting the silicate powder from the rock itself, all right, that you're digging out, that you're digging the tunnel with, or through, I guess. And in that regard, man, you're going to have more than enough of this stuff. The only thing that I know for a fact that it's useful for is to make glass, which does come in handy when you're doing like underwater kind of stuff, underwater structures. So if anybody else knows of another use for it, I'm all ears. Anything that it can be refined into that I'm not aware of. Oh, looky here, a cave. Looky that. And this is one thing that you're also going to run across too when you're digging tunnels. I usually try to stay a little bit lower until I'm there. This is the outside. That's not good. Let's close this up. Here's another thing that you need to be aware of when you're using the terrain manipulator. I'm again pushing on the scroll mouse to change the modes here. When you're using the restore mode, you want to back up, okay? Because and just give it a shot at a time if you're trying to close up a hole, because it can, if you're underground and you use the terrain or the restore, or even like create, if you're trying to build something up, it can actually pop you out to the surface. So you need to be aware of that. I'm going to go ahead and angle down because that was bringing us back out to the surface. So I might have moved up a little bit too high. Okay, so we're back into, that's the top of the cave there. Okay, that's another thing to be wary of. Oh, see, it just happened. Suck. Mine. I think I just, okay, yeah, there's my cave here, or my tunnel. Yeah, I'm not sure what the story was there and why it did that, but I just touched on that. Using the using that tool can actually make it so it pops you back to the surface. It'll I don't know why that is, but I'm going to back up a little bit further this time. It did it again. I don't have any idea why it keeps doing that, but it keeps popping me back out to the surface. All right, we're not going to mess around with this. We're going to have to go kind of up a little bit. Because, yeah, when it pops you back out to the surface, it's not necessarily that big a deal depending on how deep you are. If you're pretty deep, man, that's kind of it's a pain in the ass. Because it might be really hard to get back into your tunnel. So be really careful using the, filling in holes. You don't actually have to fill in holes. Man, seems like no matter what I do here, maybe if I go around this way. Let's try to go around this and then go, because like this seems to be solid over here. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to try to maneuver around. There we go. See, we're not that far off, and hopefully all this is going to be solid, and we can actually have an adequate tunnel where we're not falling through and we're not having to fill anything in. But make sure you got room before you get there. But see, now we're 36 away. Oh, this will happen too. Normally when you're changing, like, I guess you'd call it zones. But you see how that says resource deposit copper? That means we hit the copper over there, and we actually got one. But like this right here, you can't really walk through this, and it's kind of stupid, but usually that will happen if you're like changing zones. I think, at least that's what it seems like to me. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a blast, just enough to get over it, which is funny because if you look back this way, you don't see like this little piece that's going across here. But if you jump down, you see there it is. It's just one of those things. So this is all copper. The beautiful thing is you can get the copper from down here. So if there's like nasties running around up top or sentinels, or I don't know that sentinels usually give you a hard time using your terrain manipulator, or I like to call it a terraformer. So, but I know that they will if you're trying to get like copper, you know, take down trees and stuff. But I'm going to start blasting through here, and you can clearly see here's the copper deposit. We are literally in it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to back up, and I'm going to start mining all of this, just going in circles around here and then mining it all up. And you see it is going to open up to the top, or the surface rather, and then we have to do this again. Again, I use the silicate powder. Like I said, if anybody knows of another use for that resource, that material, please let me know, because I always have a bunch of it, and I always end up just getting rid of it because of the way that I do stuff here. I tunnel everywhere. You're going to find that out, because when you play in Permadeath, you don't take any unnecessary risks. One other thing that I wanted to tell you about when you're, and all I'm doing is mining this up anyway, but when you're doing the tunnel method and you're cruising around through the tunnels, be aware that hazardous flora up at the surface, if you're close enough to it, can still deal you damage, and it'll still, you know, blow up or spew its fart cloud at you or whatever. You do have to be kind of aware of that. I think I've gotten it all. But what we're going to do is, because we want as much as we can, I am going to jump out here and I'm going to look. Like, now, I don't think I got anything there, but look at this tip here. I know it seems like hardly anything, but every little bit counts, because you're going to need a lot of chromatic metal, and this is a pain. And just getting started, you know, you're going to need every bit of it that you can. Like I said, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. I don't see any more over here. And it'll actually show up. I'm just doing this so I can see past this stuff to see if there's anything that I missed down here. It looks like I got it all. Now, we're going to jump in here to get out of the elements. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to my tab. I got 201, which is going to make 100 chromatic metal. So we've got probably enough. It probably couldn't hurt to get another one. So while we're out, let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to hit the F menu and just take a look around to see if there's another one relatively close here. Ooh, that buried tech. We're going to be spending some time doing that. That's repetitive. You're going to do that a lot. And what I'll probably end up doing, instead of boring you to death with everything, is I'll probably either do a time lapse, or I might do just a cutscene. I mean, I've been, hazardous floor. See, it's 69 away, so I'm not really worried about it. But that, if I tunnel underneath it and I'm too close to it, it could actually hurt me. So, man, yeah, we're going to have to get all this stuff. See, this is 198, so it's not that far away. I'm going to go ahead and grab this one too, but I'll do a time lapse so you don't have to be annoyed with the repetition here. So we're just going to go down a little bit. And that's weird. That was weird. Did you guys see that? It wouldn't let me should be getting pretty close to the copper deposit. I'm a little bit high. I mean, not like high, but I'm fairly close. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, if I were a little bit high, I'd probably be having a lot more fun, right? Anyway, I need to recharge this sucker. So let's do that. Yeah, I didn't say that about the weed. Okay, yeah, I did. So what? But yeah. All right. So now we're just gonna mine up this this copper here the same way we did the last one, and that way we'll have more than enough, and then we can go ahead and refine it all down. And because I don't know of anything else that copper is used for other than making chromatic metal, so we're just going to go ahead and turn it all into chromatic metal. I am double checking, you know, my as you're digging this out, you got to pay attention to your hazard protection, because if it starts to drop, that means you took out too much of your ceiling here. But I'm not really seeing. I think I got it all. So we're gonna have to come out here like we did the last time anyway, and take a gander. Yes, I said gander. Oh, see? Look at all this that I missed. Couldn't see it from down there, so we're gonna grab it now. This is why you jump out, though, because there might be stuff that is, you know, there's still some there that's out of your view. Hey, where's my hole? Oh, there. Yeah, I know that sounded bad too. You guys know what I meant. Get your fucking minds out of the gutter. Good grief, oops. I just hit the K key, and I tried to do it with my pinky, and I hit my enter key on accident as well. So, anyway, but yeah, now we're just gonna cruise back. Okay, here we are. Now we're back in our happy little cave here, and look, I've traveled 8,000 U by foot. Hooray! All right, now there's also, man, there's a buried module like right there. You know what? You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna grab it, because buried modules, man, and it's right here. Hells yeah! Now that's going to come in really handy. I only got 2 out of that, but that's normal for a starter planet. Other planets that you go to later on will give you like 4. I am going to fill this in because, again, I'm OCD. There it is. It's like it never happened, right? But now that we got all this copper, how much did we actually get? We got a ton. 361 out of those 2 deposits. That's a lot. That's going to grant us, what is that, 180? Where's my, oh, there it is, my portable refiner. I was like, man, what happened to that? That's kind of important. All right, let's go ahead and drop our portable refiner down. We're going to start getting this stuff refined. So let's fuel this bad boy. We're going to need more, probably more carbon too. But let's go down here. Whoops. There it is. And we're going to drop in all the copper, and I'm just going to refine all the copper. Yep, 180. Wow. My math teacher would be so happy. Not really. He'd probably just glare at me like he always did. Anyway. Yeah, that guy was kind of a dick. While this is going, let's talk a little bit about one of the reasons why I built this cave and I opened all this up. Okay, once we put our base computer down, it's going to give us the schematic, basically. Or, whoa, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, fuck your eyes that way. But what it's going to do is it's going to give us the basic blueprints for building your basic shelter out of wood. So we are going to need a lot of carbon. Let's see how much carbon we have. We got shit for carbon, so I am going to have to get some carbon. But the thing is, when you start building it, when you get like, I think 4 panels up or something, you get far enough into it, just like when we had to go get the hermetic seal, the devs have hard-coded into the quest mechanic that it's going to trigger a storm. And that's the thing. If you're doing it outside, you are now rushing, and if you didn't happen to have enough carbon, you're either going to have to jump back in your ship, or you're going to have to now fight a storm. Well, like I said, we kind of stick it to the devs this way because we built this. I can build it in here and take my sweet-ass time if a storm comes, because I'm going to be literally unaffected by the storm. So, in any case, while that's going, that's a little tip and a little trick. When you're first getting started and that storm is going to get triggered on you, do it inside, a little cave like this. It'll also give you a place to go to recharge. Because like I said, the cave in itself, the Bat Cave here, the Bob Cave, let's call it the Bob Cave. The Bob Cave here doesn't recharge you. It just stops you from taking any damage to your hazard protection, your hazard shield, whatever you want to call it. But the little shack you build, you can step in it and recharge. So it's like a recharging booth. Think about it like that. Anyway, I'm going to run out here and see about getting some carbon. So let's grab our chromatic metal. See, we have 180. Stick that in here, and oh man, it didn't even give us the one left over. All right, so now it's time to claim the base. So let's go over here to the base computer. You see, now we have what we need. I'm going to put it right there. Let it do its thing. Now it says register the land as your own. All we got to do is open this up. We're going to have to open it up twice, but let's open it up. We'll claim the base. Now it does this thing. Now it's like a 250. I think it's like 250. If somebody else knows what the exact number is, I think it's around like a 250 radius, 250 U or whatever, is the area that you can actually build on, that you've claimed. Like I said, I don't know what it is off the top of my head. If anybody else knows for sure, please put it in the comment section down below and share that info with us. And so I opened it up again because now you got to do this in order to get the initial blueprints I was talking about. So here you go to extract plans, blah 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 blah, and now they want us to, and you see all that popping up. Now they want us to construct the shelter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it right over here in the corner, like right there is good. So I'm going to hit the B key to bring up, that's the build menu. And then I'm just going to set it like, I don't know, like so is fine. You do the floor first. Check this out. If you want a way to recharge, look at this. All you need is the floor. See how my bar came up all the way? Or at least my hazard bar. It doesn't recharge your life support. But you see how it also turns off your light. That's not me doing that. That's the game. Alright, now it says it wants me to build the walls. So let's go ahead and build the walls. One. Oh! Damn it. Here's a good idea. Let me tell you how to do this. I'm going to push and hold my left control key like it tells me down there. If you read all the stuff down at the very bottom of your build menu, it'll actually tell you to delete. It's the very last entry at the bottom toward the right. For me, I have to hit the left control key. So I'll do that, and then I'll just click on whatever it is that I want to delete. See? Let go of it, and you're good. I didn't want that up front because I want the door up front. So this one, see, kind of moved on me as I was clicking. So We'll put that wall in. We'll put that wall in. But you see, as soon as I had that put that one up, it triggered the storm. But check this out. La la la, motherfuckers. I'm sitting in here and I'm not in a damn storm. You can just eat a dick because I'm going to take my sweet ass time. Not really. We're going to get this done. But anyway. Reminds me of that Eddie Murphy bit with the ice cream. Anyway, that's probably before a lot of people's time. But all right, let's go ahead. And now it's saying it wants me to build the door frame. We'll build the door frame. And you see all of this takes carbon. Now, it wants me to build the roof. Actually, I don't even have to necessarily build the roof, but it's a little trick because sometimes it's hard to get the roof on there. Sometimes it's easier to go from the side if you can. See, like this right here. There, see? So I put the roof on. The roof is on fire. Anyway, so now we're in here. Blah, blah, blah. We're good. That's all happy. Now it's saying that we need to consult the base computer. Now it's going to give us the thing for the construction module, I think. See, it's saying recover. It's telling us to get salvage data, which I actually got 2. The magic number is 16. I'll talk about that here in a minute. Here's the construction research unit. So we need 20 magnetized ferrite and a carbon nanotube. That's another reason why we needed so much carbon. Because, like I said, everything seems to take carbon. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to come in here and we're going to make that tube. So there's the tube. And now we need to make, 20 ferrite dust. Now, it is a 2-to-1 ratio. And to get magnetized ferrite, it's a 2-step process. All right? You have to take the ferrite dust, turn it into pure ferrite. Then you have to take the pure ferrite and turn it into magnetized ferrite, okay? So 2-step process. And it is a 2-to-1 ratio. So if we needed 20, that means we need 40, all right, of the ferrite dust processed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kick this down to 40. I'm only going to make what I need. There's a reason for that. Let's get that started. See, it's making pure ferrite. We'll refine the pure ferrite the same way. Why am I keeping it ferrite dust? Let me grab this and move this over. And you see, the 40 pure ferrite processes into 20 magnetized ferrite. Okay? So like I said, it's 2-to-1. It actually tells you right here that it's 2-to-1. Right about there. So, anyway, ferrite dust. Once you process it into pure ferrite, you cannot go back. Well, at least not easily. Not with the portable refiner or the personal refiner. You have to have, I think, the medium or even the large, maybe the large. No, it's the medium. I think you can do it with the medium. But with the equipment we have right now, you cannot go backwards all the way back to ferrite dust. Okay? That's why I prefer to keep it as ferrite dust and only make what I need. Because I never know what items I'm going to need ferrite dust for, and that prevents me from having to mine up any more than I have to. So let's grab the magnetized ferrite out of here. And we should, I think, be good to go as far as building the computer, which a lot of times I'll just stick like right next to, like right here. So let's go up to portable, and there it is. See, we got everything we need now. I'm just going to drop it down. And now we have to open this up. This is where we unlock technology. All right, at least the initial. Later on, you're going to do all of that at the space anomaly. But we're going to research buildable technology, and here, it's open. The first one we can unlock, and we have to unlock, is the teleporter. I've already got 2. And I said to you the magic number was 16, and that's true. Like I said, you'll see that number a lot. This also happens to be how many of these salvage data, which we got from the buried tech modules. That's what you get, is salvage data. And it's used to unlock your tech, okay? So, the reason I said 16, I want to get going the teleporter, the biofuel reactor, the save beacon, the electrical wiring, which this doesn't cost anything. Okay, you see that it says cost 0 salvage data. That's free. But I also want the signal booster, and I want the battery, and I want the solar panel. Now, if you add all these up, that's 8, 3, 1, 1, 1, and 2. That's 16. Okay, that's why 16 is the magic number to get yourself going. Okay, guys, I realize that these videos are getting pretty long. What you need to understand is I shoot hours and hours and hours of footage, and I have to go through, which is what you're seeing on the screen now, is I have to go through and edit all of this stuff way down to try to make coherent videos out of, which sometimes isn't real easy because I ramble. But anyway, I wanted to take the time to thank you, and like I said, I'm going to do my best to try to split these videos up. The first few videos in this series are obviously going to be pretty long, and that's because of the newbie quest. The idea is to get us to the point where we can hyperdrive, and then once we can hyperdrive, I'll be able to make more specialized videos, and hopefully they'll come out a little bit shorter. But I do tend to ramble. So in any case, I did want to take a minute to thank you all for watching, and I appreciate the support. If you could like and subscribe, believe me, subscribing, oh man, for a brand new channel, that helps out so much. So I really appreciate it if you could smash that subscribe for me, and the notification bell will let you know when I put out new videos, and I appreciate that too. But with that, we're going to go ahead and end this video, and we'll pick it up from here on the next one. Thanks a lot, guys. I sure appreciate it. See ya.